wise. The dead aren't the only ones here who need rest. The water here always ripples. I know. I won't.
Try Corton's astounding cordial. Guaranteed to restore energy, sharpen your mind, help your eyesight, and more. Are you here to try Corton's cordial? The new improved formula with half the bitterness and twice the benefits? One sip will get you hooked. Guaranteed. For me? Is it from... Oh no. I need more time. Please, the cordial will catch on, I promise.
How can we honor our ancestors if the necropolis is closed?
The abbot ordered the closure for your own good, citizen. Curate Gedane, make sure no one enters.
Prelate? Oh, of course. No one enters the necropolis.
The necropolis is closed? Who ever heard of such a thing?
The comings and goings of
Something about this doesn't feel right.
City puzzle. Perhaps I shall stay for a while. But I must find somewhere to wallow.
If you came for crafting certification, I can assist you.
Face it, Braylin. Luck's just not with you today.
Shut it, Frawl.
Know when to quit, lady.
Interested in a game of dice, my dear? Or perhaps you want to buy me a drink? For me? You charmer. What's the occasion? If you're in such a generous mood, the evening could be ours to spend however we choose. You horrible fetcher. I can't believe you delivered Han's message. Leave me alone. I have to figure out how I'm going to get him out of my hair. Its significance is that Han Orenvi is a double-dealing, dishonest, conniving swit. I'll give him what he's asking for, and a piece of my mind with it. I'm not stupid enough to get myself into debt to Han Orenvi, you fetcher. He's blackmailing me for... never mind what it's for. Get out of my face, now! That odious, oily bastard! I wish someone would claw out his other eye.
instead from the pots that we add to our stalls.
You can't just go making claims about this cordial, Menradius. It has to actually work.
I'll try using columbine flowers in the next batch. I'll just need to find a steady supply. You'll get a return on your investment soon, Harn. I promise.
Well, if it isn't my flower Fla.
Oh, it's you again. Don't worry.
Get moving, Murph.
Back, and right quick. Braylon sent me a piece of her mind. It got here just before you did, along with the information I wanted from her. I ought to be careful with you. The last time I had someone so efficient working for me, I lost my eye. Keep your voice down, all right? Raynilla was through recently. She sought out Deredrian, a fence who specializes in moving specialty items. She keeps a room at the Palace View Apartments just around the corner. But do be careful. Deredrian and Raynilla fell out some time ago, and they might not appreciate you dredging that bad blood between them. If you have further business with me, get right to it. If you don't, you're blocking my view. Oh, this. I got too chummy with a certain Argonian associate of mine. All I did was put a hand on his shoulder to get his attention. Apparently, it was the wrong move. He let me know with a nasty swipe of his claws. Can't say I blame him. I've attacked people for far less. I haven't seen this associate of mine for quite some time. Pity. I'd like to thank him properly for what he did. No, just thank him. This scar gives me a subtle air of menace that has done wonders for my business. I don't hold it against him. But the same can't be said for my bodyguards. So I suppose it's for the best that he keeps his distance.
How can we honor our ancestors if the necropolis is closed?
The abbot ordered the closure for your own good, citizen. Curate Gadain.
The necropolis is closed.
Hey, told you I'd find you. Raynilla was here, Let's have a look around. Is this Deredrian's place? Seems like a wanted woman, whoever she is. Looks like debt collection notices. Not helpful to us. Ugh, rot meth. Makes me wish I was born without nostrils. Can't understand how anyone drinks the stuff. Let me see that letter. So, Raynilla came by, pestering this Deredrian for help. Why? Great. Well, maybe they patched things up and Deredrian went to go help her. Though that doesn't explain why she'd leave behind a note that says exactly where she's gone. Especially if she's trying to hide from this reformer that Raynilla mentioned. Maybe. My job broker told me to track down Raynilla and take back what she stole for an important client. He didn't give other details, and that's usually fine with me. No memory of my past makes no answers an easy pill for me to swallow. I woke up a few years back in the middle of Valenwood with a nasty headache and no memory except my name. But that doesn't have anything to do with the job. Let's get to that campsite. I'll scout ahead and see if we can take Raynilla by surprise. Great. If all goes well, then we can both get paid and go our separate ways, I guess. I already told you most everything I know. I came to in Valenwood, middle of nowhere, blood on my claws. Someone was screaming, didn't see who. My head felt like it was split in half, so they got away. Well, I was in the middle of the forest, had to hunt and track so I didn't starve to death. At one point, I started heading towards this huge tree in the distance. Eldenroot. Civilization. Sometimes I wonder if I should have just stayed in the woods. Sure, a bit. Look, I didn't know if I'd killed someone or someone had tried to kill me. I kept my head down, took any job to get by, and now I guess I'm here. If someone somewhere cares I'm gone, they're keeping awfully quiet about it. Either nobody misses me enough to go looking for me, or I was a loner before, just like I'm a loner now. I'm not trying to find answers on my past. Meet you there, and don't go blundering in without me.
How can we honor our ancestors if the necropolis is closed?
The abbot ordered the closure for your own good, citizen. Curate Gadain makes sure no one enters.
Prelate? Oh, of course. No one enters the necropolis.
The necropolis is closed? Who ever heard of such a thing?
Something about this doesn't feel right. Sorry, friend, but the necropolis is closed today. And by order of the abbot, it seems. We've never turned away the families of the dead before, but if the rumors about illness are true, plague isn't something to be treated lightly. When Prelate Forum and his aides arrived, my fellow keepers of the dead were plagued with a strange malady. I was away when the disease struck, and I haven't been allowed back inside since. The prelate said the abbot ordered the closure, but Prelate Forum arrived from the temple, and suddenly my fellow monks fell ill. We were never notified of a visit, and besides, Forum isn't our usual prelate. Never even heard of him. If you can help, I can make sure you're compensated, I think. Fate must have led you here, friend. Prelate Forum arrived aboard the Stormwing. If you can find out where they boarded the ship, it might tell us something. Talk to the portmaster at the harbor, while I deal with any pilgrims that come by. This is the necropolis of Necrom, perhaps the largest and oldest necropolis in all of Morrowind. For thousands of years, families have interred their revered ancestors in these catacombs. It's my honor to serve as one of the keepers of the dead. Yes, we're a monastic order. We keep the crypts in good repair. We help families make funerary arrangements. And we guide those pilgrims who come to visit their ancestors. We never turned anyone away. Until now.
You stay right there, Swit.
You just earned yourself a bounty, I expect.
I was with Abbot Ilvel when Prelate Forum arrived. I was barely introduced when the abbot sent me to get tea from the market. I'm worried about the abbot. He's always been kind to me. He and the monks raised me after... well, I had no other family. I haven't seen it firsthand. Prelate Forum says the monks are delirious with fever. Now I'm stuck out here, turning pilgrims away, while everyone else is quarantined inside. I think he brought this sickness to the necropolis, yes. Perhaps he picked it up on the voyage to Necrom, although neither he nor his aides appear sick. Wish I could ask Abbot Ilvel about it, but Prelate Forum won't let me inside to see him. Maybe. But if it isn't spreading to the prelate or his aides, is it really that dangerous? I have no idea. The Lord of Secrets? I hope not. I mean, I suppose Hermaeus Mora isn't bad as far as Daedric princes go. He's not part of the House of Troubles, after all. But trafficking with any Daedra is dangerous business. Everyone...
Things seem slow today. Doesn't anyone need a gift for their ancestors?
Dirk Elf.
I don't mean to burden you with my troubles, stranger, but something dreadful is happening in Alavelis. I'm lucky I escaped when I did. It's a village in the South Peninsula. When I heard that the glass mine was reopening, I went there to find employment. I'm a miner by trade, and I needed the work. They hired me, but instead of mining, they wanted us to build something. I never found out. I stumbled upon a group of Daedric cultists and realized something really bad was going on there. I ran and never looked back. I told the city guard.
Don't attract attention, don't.
Adventurers wanted. Apply here.
The tribunal pays well.
It looks like you've yet to encounter a foe you couldn't handle. The Ordinators could use someone like you. We received a directive from Sothis Seal himself. The Clockwork God has requested that we send someone into Apocrypha to recover peculiar materials from Quire's Wind. I have no understanding why he would want it, but his wishes are my law. He demands an unblemished page of dark parchment, a spool of skein silk thread, an unopened vial of seeker ink, and pristine lurker leather. Items to make a book, I suppose. Collect these items, you walk into the maw of danger itself, in service to the three. You are to be commended, but you must put your shoulder to the wheel.
We pay well for those who can handle themselves in a fight. But have you heard of Valkanar's deck? He's a powerful Dremora operating in Apocrypha. Alas, he recently captured some of our Yes, a powerful Dremora like Deck operating in Apocrypha merits our interest. But Deck is crafty and captured our agents. I hope they're still alive. The sooner you get a move on, the sooner you get paid.
If you're willing to work, I'm ready to hire.
I was told to expect you, and here you are. Congratulations, traveler. You've been tended by the Gardener of Men, plucked for a special task. Hermaeus Mora requires your help. Hermaeus Mora's enemies assail Apocrypha, specifically Bastion Nimic, a stronghold where dangerous names of power are stored. The Golden Eye needs someone to rout these enemies, and the herald that leads them. The reward will be Bastion Nimic is inaccessible, except by a few ancient gates. The herald seekers guard the way in. If you kill these seekers and take their Daedric Ichor, you can use it to activate the gate and get inside. Are you willing to help? I'll mark your map with the location of the Writhing Wastes Gate, as well as where the Seekers flock. Mora's foes control these Seekers. Find them, kill them, and take their Ichor. Once you...
Why am I cursed with such a task?
Your bearing speaks well of you. I've come to the City of Tombs in search of the brave. The Tribunal Temple has need of you. Yes, I'm overseeing the Temple's efforts in the Peninsula and the Dreadlands of Apocrypha. It falls to my subordinates, Ordinator Tendacia, Ordinator Talina, and Ordinator Nellen, to assign the available work to those that are capable and willing. Excellent. If you prefer to work alone, talk to Ordinator Talina. If you prefer to work as part of a team, may the three guide your path.
a coin? Your ancestor won't use it anyway.
Please stop yelling at me.
Where's that layabout Randus? Absent again. Not now, stranger. My assistant never showed up for work today, and I've got my hands full directing cargo bound for both land and sea. Plague. That's not a word to toss around lightly. What proof do you have? Look, illness is a part of life when you work with the dead. I'm surprised the Keepers of the Dead aren't sick more often. Plague can be serious, but I need more than your word to shut down the port or quarantine the city. Sorry, I can't let you wander around unattended on a ship under my watch. And since my assistant Randus never showed up for work today, I have no one available to escort you. Without Port Agent Randus or more substantial proof, I can't help you. Port Agent Randus likes to fish at a little cove south of the city, even when he's supposed to be working. Tell him to get his arse back here, and I'll let you look around the Stormwing. Just be careful. The wildlife along the coast can be dangerous. Port Agent... No, I wouldn't want that. All right. If you're careful and don't touch anything, you can go...
What's going on with the Stormwing? Nobody wants to go near that ship.
Good question. I hear it's full of skeevers, and it arrived with a prelate from the temple.
Interesting. No one's gone near it since the temple priests disembarked. Not even a rat.
Probably cultists of some sort. That's my guess, anyway.
You don't think the ship is haunted, do you? Haunted and cursed?
Till we know what's going on, I'm giving that ship a wide berth.
The rigging's taut.
Necrom is the city of many dark.
You look like you're in need of a ship. You can charter mine. Just name your destination.
I've got a lot to do here. I seem to be accursed.
There is an urgent task for you.
Proxy, fate has plucked you from the flotsam of chaos for this specific moment. The tides of fate swirl around you with glorious fury, Proxy. The future of at least 2 worlds hangs in the balance. You have a talent for changing destiny. It has been noticed. Hence, I bring you an offer from the one who knows. The Prince of Fate, the Guardian of the Unseen, the Lord of Secrets. Perhaps you know him as Hermaeus Mora, the Daedric Prince of Knowledge and Memory. He has seen many paths forward, but only one where both Nirn and Apocrypha survive. I want you to help preserve the realm of Apocrypha, to keep the reality of Nirn from unraveling. At this particular moment, in this specific instance, the fates of both realms are inextricably linked. Will you do as the Prince asks and assist me? First, you must acquire the Emerald Glyphic. It resides in a vault you can access from 3 locations. I shall open a portal to each and let fate guide your path. Once there, this book will reveal the vault, and this talisman will return you to me. Glyphics are creations of Hermaeus Mora. Each one contains knowledge or a memory. With the proper coaxing, they can be urged to transform into a tangible version of the concept within. You need the contents of 3 glyphics to assist Hermaeus Mora. 3 glyphics contain the concepts that, once released, shall solidify your association with Hermaeus Mora for the length of this crisis. I have already acquired 2 of the glyphics. Are you not acquainted with the concept of the Daedric Princes? the most vast and powerful of all the Daedra and the rulers of the realms of Oblivion. Hermaeus Mora is the Prince of Fate and the Master of Apocrypha. The tome is one of Hermaeus Mora's books of forbidden secrets. He provided it to lead you to the vault that houses the Emerald Glyphic. Read the book after you've stepped through one of the portals. A curious fetish, is it not? Legend has it that this petrified, rune-covered tentacle was a gift given to a priest of the One Who Knows, sliced from his own body. Acquire the Glyphic. No one of consequence. Just a simple scholar who made a bargain with a prince more than a century ago. In exchange for glimpses of forbidden knowledge, I occasionally undertake missions for him. Portals. Fascinating fissures in space. They open to other places, other times, even other realms. What was the question? Oh, which portal? Whichever appeals, Proxy. Horvor Pit is a cave in central Malabal Tor, teeming with Horvors. Many adventurers have fallen to these blood-sucking creatures. An entrance to the vault waits somewhere in its depths. Rootwater Grove is a bog in western Greenshade that conceals a library of secret knowledge. A cult that calls itself the Wooded Eye maintains the site. One of the entrances to the Glyphic Vault can be found there. Ondil is an ancient Old Mary ruin in central Oridon. Plague-infested peasants patrol the outskirts surrounding the ruin. Be wary if you decide to use the vault entrance located there. Excellent, Proxy. Once you select a portal, the others shall close. Let fate lead you, Proxy.
all-knowing eye, protect us!
Move to flank!
Countess fool! I will never betray the great eye!
Fate's chosen. Good. I thought I'd have to fend off another assault on the Glyphic. The Great Eye sent us visions, told us to protect the Emerald Glyphic until his chosen agent arrived to claim it. But our order doesn't have many warriors. These vampires overwhelmed my fellow believers before we could marshal a proper defense. We receive many visions from the Great Eye. It's how he makes his will known to the faithful. I am Dralis, a devotee of the sodality of the Eye. We were told to protect the Glyphic until you arrived to claim it. I also acquired this letter. I have no idea. I took it from one of the vampires, but it's written in some sort of code. You're working with Laramil the Wise, aren't you? One of the Great Eye's favored mortals, despite her lack of faith. She might be able to decipher it. A protective shield placed by a powerful priest of the sodality. It has stymied the vampire mercenary so far, as only Fate's chosen may pass through it and take the Glyphic. I suggest you do so with all due haste, friend. Hurry, friend. You can't assist the Great Eye without the Emerald Glyphic. Take it and depart before more of these mercenaries arrive. Just be cautious of Laramil. Her thirst for knowledge doesn't preclude her from being the threat foreseen. It's a suspicion, nothing more. The sodality of the Eye recently learned that some who profess to have the Great Eye's best interests at heart are actually working to undermine Apocrypha. Is Laramil among them? I can't prove that. Not yet. The Dusk Sabers are mercenaries from the Telvanni Peninsula. Someone hired them to reach the Emerald Glyphic and acquire it before Fate's Chosen could do the same. I don't know who they work for, but the letter I gave you may hold the answer. The Sodality of the Eye is a small fellowship devoted to the Great Eye, who you call Hermaeus Mora. He directed us to guard this vault until you arrived, and we have fulfilled our mandate, despite the deaths of so many of the devoted. May the Great Eye keep you in his sight, Chosen. If I learn more of this threat, I'll contact you.
Ah, you have come. Hunal sees the cool light of the moons reflected in your eyes. You have greatness in your future, yes? Your greatness awaits you, but not here, yes? You must travel to the temple at Moonmount. Seek the one who...
The currents of fate ebb and flow, once again carrying you to the required shore. I observed the effluvium of possibility and noticed a proliferation of sudden potential. I assume that indicates you were successful? Did you have any trouble acquiring the Emerald Glyphic? Enemy forces move against the one who knows, just as he anticipated. I mourn for the deaths of Hermaeus Mora's faithful, but grief must not slow our progress. Still, I wish we knew more about this enemy. Dralis. Yes, I believe our paths have crossed before. This document is written in an obscure code. I shall endeavor to decipher it while you find the Shrine of the Golden Eye. Yes, the one you carry and the two in my possession. We can use them at the shrine to formalize your arrangement with Hermaeus Mora. Unfortunately, I am not one of the faithful. Only his followers know the locations. Let me mark your map. Two of the faithful I am acquainted with reside in these places. Talk to Mildenor and Basian. They should be pleased to provide Fate's Chosen with the location of the shrine. I shall meet you at each to make introductions. I am a seeker of knowledge, a chaser of wisdom, and a delver of secrets. Long ago I made a bargain with the Prince of Fate. In exchange for glimpses into Apocrypha's forbidden tomes, I undertake missions such as this from time to time. I leave the supplication and exaltation of the one who knows to Drollis, Basian, and their ilk. My association with Mora is strictly professional. Now, come, Proxy. Time is a precious commodity when the fate of two realms hangs in the balance.
Eivor! Your magic is no match for mine!
He thinks that will impress the council? Well, wait till he sees the spell I created. Want an exam? We're going to cast our best spells and see which one of us is fit to join House Telvanni. I'll win, of course, but I just have to figure out the best way. Stopping my opponent from casting anything would be ideal, of course. Ooh, that's an excellent idea. And the best thing about it is that my opponent will never suspect. We'll see what you can do when you can't even open your eyes.
I scouted ahead. That campsite is crawling with the mercenaries that attacked me. Seems like they're searching or waiting for something. But that got me thinking. Why would those mercenaries be after both me and Raynilla? I thought about that on the way over, too. If Raynilla could afford to hire mercenaries, she wouldn't be desperate for Deredrian's help like she was in that note we found, right? That campsite is the only lead we have on finding Raynilla. If we can get there, maybe we can find something to keep us on her trail. I'm not... Wait. Those lanterns. This is Raynilla's signal? I think I've seen it before. Look, someone left a trail. Crouch down and you'll see it. Well, if Deredrian came here to help Raynilla, it doesn't seem like she did a very good job, and no other sign of Raynilla or the one she was traveling with. What are those notes? Right. She threw in with the Reformer, who told her to prioritize my capture over Raynilla's? What? And he's the one who hired me, without knowing it? This is the last time I ever find work through a job broker. No, but we can piece it together. The fence moving specialty items, the two-lantern signal, the list of operatives, this person called Dim who the Reformer wants back alive. Raynilla isn't traveling alone with some trinket. She's freeing a slave. I don't want to think about that right now. This can't be all there is. There has to be someone who can give us answers. There was another name I saw, Mevi, in Old Isra, right? That's not far. I'll meet you there. I just need a minute.
Wait, hold on. Headed to Old Isra. Oh good, you stopped. No time for details. People eager to see me dead will come over that hill at any moment. So, want to earn some easy gold? Telhulen. The tower at Old Isra's east end. Inside there's a green mushroom. By that mushroom there's a dark elf. She'll probably insult you. She's my contact. Deliver this letter, then walk away with a pocket full of... Better you don't know. But, fine. There's a spy among the Assembly of Masters. My contact's here to end the threat. Look, can you take this letter to her? Don't open it, don't look at it, don't talk about it. Hand it over and you're done. Deal? Remember, a dark elf by a green mushroom in Telhulen. Tell her, both light and shadow can be deadly. She'll reply, though only one chases the other. Then hand over the letter and she'll give you gold. Now, the people working for the spy, that's my assumption at least. When a dagger flew past my head, I took off. Look, you don't want to know any more about this. You don't need details to deliver a letter, and the more you know, the greater the danger. It's just another Telvanni town. Its claim to fame is that the Assembly of Masters congregates there. Look, I'm from the other side of Morrowind. I just had orders to meet my contact here and deliver that letter. Want to know? We don't have time for this. Look, the name is misleading. Telvanni Masters never assemble. Instead, they send their assistants, the mouths, to represent them. So it's really the Assembly of Mouths. But no one wants to call it that. Can I go now? Get to Telhulen. I'll draw off my pursuers.
See that? 2 lanterns. That's got to be Mevi.
I heard the Kagudi keep nests nearby. How exciting. Must be
Sharp as night.
Wonder.
By Azura, after all these years, is it really you?
I was afraid you'd say something like that.
I don't know you, and I've never met Sharp. But the way my Raynilla spoke of him, I'd recognize him anywhere. Are you one of her connections? Have you been watching over him all this time? Did he finally remember Raynilla? The Reformer uses experimental magic on his slaves. Raynilla didn't understand the process, and when she excised it from Sharp to free him, it tore something from him. His memories, she thought. Raynilla never forgave herself for what happened. She put herself on assignment. She's freeing another from the Reformer. I haven't heard from her, but that's how these things often go. Forgive me, it's only just occurred to me, but if Sharp has no memories of Raynilla, how did you... What? Directrian? No, Raynilla needed her help to find the smugglers' tunnels in Gorn. She'd arranged for a boat to take them to safety. If it's just the 2 of them in those tunnels, I need to get... You 2 go on ahead. I need to gather Raynilla's research, and prepare to travel light for a while. We always knew this day might come. Thankfully, I can spare a moment to tell you what I know. But after, we really should get moving to Gorn. She is my wife. Sharp is the reason we met, actually. She needed forged documents for his new identity. I'd never done anything like that before, but she convinced me. It is. She told me he had ambitious ideals that challenged the traditions of House Telvanni. But when she witnessed the cost of those ideals firsthand, she had a change of heart. When she lets me. I'm skilled in forgeries and logistics, but I've never done field work. Not like she has an informal web of operatives across Tamriel focused on freeing slaves. She relies heavily on favors and appealing to people's better nature. It's a struggle, to be sure. I think Raynilla takes on a lot more than she can bear. He's a rich and powerful Telvanni magister who hides behind his moniker and keeps the particulars of his research close to his chest. He practices horrible experiments on his slaves. Somehow, he thinks his work is going to end slavery in Tamriel. Raynilla says he uses some experimental metal to create a sort of link between him and his subjects. I've blocked out most of the details, but I do know that Sharp was the Reformer's favorite. Sharp's resistance always captivated the Reformer. It was as if perfecting that link and conquering Sharp's will was his greatest trial. Precisely. After that happened to Sharp, Raynilla studied the vile process and learned how to safely deattune those freed after him. She'll be thrilled to see him again. I just know it. She might even know how to... Sharp, Raynilla would say that you're under no obligation to help. But please...
I'm on my way. Where are the smugglers' tunnels you mentioned?
I think there's a secret entrance in the southwest tunnels. I'll follow shortly. Please, hurry.
Any delay is unacceptable. We hired the Morag Tong to deal with this problem.
Bellow all you want. It won't change my process.
Outrageous! How dare you...
Master Phobes, a word, if I may.
I know the effect I have on people. I either scare them or attract them, and they can't take their eyes off me. But few ever dare approach me, let alone try to... Though only one chases the other. Alright, it's obvious Folsey sent you, and she gave you the code of a courier. That tells me you have something for me. Go on then. Folsey can fend for herself. Right now, I need to see if she learned anything to point me to the true identity of my target. Tredesem, the name on the writ, is an alias. Interesting. According to Folsey seems to think so. Since you want to get paid, how about you help me out? I need to assassinate a spy and tell Huron. But to do that, I need to figure out who actually deserves my blade. It's quite legal. I have a Morag Tong, a binding document that gives me the authority to eliminate the name on the writ. We figure out who Tredesem actually is, I finish the job, you get paid, and we go home. Not together, necessarily. Depends on my mood. So, what do you say? Congratulations, you're my new Folsey. First, go to the servants' quarters to the west and ask Akigo about the spy. Then visit the Dres camp to the south and see if they have any connection to this Tredesem. I need to keep watch here, just in case. You think we've reached that point in our relationship where I smile, wink, and divulge all my deepest, darkest secrets? Hero, you couldn't handle that sort of revelation. Just do the job, get paid, and you never have to see me again. Fine. I belong to the finest league of assassins in Tamriel. In Morrowind, we're part of the legal establishment. Instead of going to war, the leaders of the great houses employ us to settle scores and keep the peace. By eliminating anyone who threatens the stability of the system. The great houses of the Dark Elves exist in a precarious balance. Without us, violence between them would spill into the open, rather than staying behind closed doors and false smiles. You mean other than the fact that I have a writ for someone named Tredessim who apparently doesn't exist? That House Drez has a nearby camp? Or that I want you to question a servant named Akigo? Which of those would you like me to spell out for you? It was part of the writ, provided by whichever scribe the masters had contact the Morag Tong. But since no one here knows anyone with that name, it must be an alias. Believe me, when I figure out who took out the writ, I plan to ask them about that. Because Fosi thought me knowing about it was important enough to involve you. House Drez controls the land far to the south, near the Black Marsh border. Them setting up a camp near here could be coincidence, but it's worth checking out. Akigo is a contact I cultivated the last time business brought me out this way. For a minor servant, he excels at avoiding notice and absorbing everything that happens in town. He'll only help if it's safe. He knows what the Talvani do to traitors. Are you sure? Don't want to ask about my favorite beverage, how I look so good without any effort, or which scrib I favor in tonight's race?
No, Sulis. I'm out of patience. We need this finished now!
Master Foves, calm yourself. This solves nothing.
Come, Gito. Leave the hireling to her work.
Yes, Master Foves.
Well...
I have nothing to say to you, friend of the Dark Lady. Word travels fast in old Isra, outsider. I heard you work with the Dark Lady. Last time she came through, I had to clean up 3 bodies. If she sent you to ask for my help again, the answer is, politely, no. I do not want her to be angry with me. Just information? No risk to scale or tail? Very well. I don't know about a spy, but a servant leaves the quarters late every Sundas and Middas night, then returns early the next morning. No idea who, but there's always a... What? No, it's locked for a reason. We servants don't have that much. I won't let a stranger in to go through our meager belongings. You wouldn't? You would? Fine. Working for House Telvanni is just one terrible moment after another. Here, but I don't want to know anything about what you do in there. Just leave the key in the lock. I'll grab it once you leave. I have nothing to say to you, friend of the Dark Lady.
Did you see that woman outside? If looks could kill, she wouldn't need those knives.
Shh. She asked about her assistant. Just keep your head down.
Was that you, rummaging around upstairs? If you're a new servant, then I hope you learn to respect other people's belongings. Also, and I'll try to say this gently, well, last week, the head steward assigned me to Master Sulis's quarters. He's friendly in public, but exceedingly mean behind closed doors. I heard him talking with Masters Foves and Filsey about a secret project, but I didn't get any details. I have, and I wish they'd do it quietly. I won't tell the head steward, but they could repay my discretion by not disturbing my sleep. And no, I don't know who it is. Staying ignorant means I don't need to lie when someone asks. Yes, and it's right in front of me. Have you been wrestling in the swine pond? Probably with the servant that sneaks out late at night, I imagine. Please take that smell and leave. We've been trying to air out this place for weeks.
Hey, hero. Find anything pertinent to my writ? Notice how the servants around here love me. They know I'm here for bigger scribs than them. Well, come to think of it, I have had a writ or two for servants over the years. 3, actually. Anyway, you brought me a jar. Ugh, it reeks like Asha's undergarments. Why in the world would a servant need a jar of Kaguti musk? I can't think of a single useful purpose other than to stink up the place. Did Akigo have any useful information? Well, I'd say you'd found the source of the spell. But why go out on specific nights just to return with a jar of stink? Could it be some sort of weird romantic rendezvous? That's no courting ritual that I'm familiar with. Now that's interesting. Certainly worthy of the efforts of a spy, depending on the nature of the project. Let's you and I keep this to ourselves for now. See what else we can learn about this secret project. Over here, hero. Got anything interesting for me? Felsi's report didn't do this place justice. This isn't a camp. It's a House Drez foothold in House Telvanni territory. Any chance you found anything that will help us find the spy in there? Well, that narrows down the list of suspects, and it also tells us how they exchange information with their contact. They're using the Kuguti nests to the north as a pickup spot. Did you find anything else? Add all this to that jar of Kuguti musk you found in the servants' quarters, and I think we're getting close to catching our spy. Using false names to identify the masters. Clever, and demonstrates a sense of humor. Not quite yet. This could just be another diversion. Let's not jump to too. So it appears that an aide or servant leaves messages for House Drez at the Kuguti nests to the north, using the musk to keep from being attacked. First, go to Tel Hulan and update Master Sulis. Then we'll check on those nests. The clues indicate that Tredessim is an aide to one of the masters, who also sleeps in the servant quarters. They used Kuguti musk to approach the northern nests to exchange messages with House Drez. Update Master Sulis, then join me at the nests.
Fathomless prince of a dark brewing tide. Can't go anywhere till that's taken care of.
Ah, you're assisting the Morag Tong agent, correct? As busy as I am, I can always spare a moment for the hired help. Oh, that is good to hear. Even though the Assembly enacted the writ, I know that Naryu is under no obligation to keep us informed. I appreciate it. I know better than to ask for specific details. The Morag Tong prefers to work unhindered. The Masters send representatives to the Assembly, our mouths. They have the authority to speak in our names. Some sessions require a master or two to attend, as well as any aides and servants. Scribes take notes, so every... You did you? Interesting. Yes, I'm working on something with Masters Foves and Thilsey. We've been meeting frequently until fairly recently. Then Foves stopped attending. He's worried about a very informative update. Thank you. Now you should get... Not especially. I suggest we change. To a Telvanni master such as myself, everyone is a spy and a threat. It's something of our way of life. Hence the need for you and the Morag Tong assassin. A fresh set of eyes and a dagger to get the job done.
Hireling, I hope you have a strong sense of discretion. Talking to Master Sulis like that may not be wise. I have concerns about him. Have you and the assassin made progress? I totally understand. What some call paranoia, I call prudent caution. This spy could cause irreparable damage to the Assembly, if not to House Telvanni itself. Tell me, what did you and Master Sulis talk about just now? Did he now? How easily he let slip confidential information to a stranger. I know others find me grating, but I've spent my life making House Telvanni stronger. This spy threatens our stability. I need you to find them, eliminate this threat. I don't like this feeling of the wolves at the door. Your confidence encourages me. Thank you for talking with me. Now I must go. I swear my aide Gito is avoiding me. Just between us, he's let his grooming lapse. His odor is quite unpleasant. I'm suspicious of everyone, especially my peers and rivals. You have to be, in my position. Sulis, though, he has a new urgency about him. Always wants to talk about some new idea or another. For example, Sulis mentioned our secret project, yes? He insists that we meet in person. And with a spy and possible assassin roaming this tower? What? No, of course not. What part of the word secret are you unfamiliar with? No, I cannot discuss our project. Sulis should never have mentioned it to begin with. Oh, Alamgito. Yes, he's been my loyal assistant for a number of years. Maybe I've been working him too hard. Seems like he has no time to keep up his appearance. And the smell! Perhaps I should get him a room outside the servants' quarters.
I smell like a Kagudi, this place smells like a Kagudi, and you definitely smell like a Kagudi. Master Foves' aide? Interesting. Once House Drez heard about the writ, they must have panicked. Not so fast, hero. Have we found everything here at the Kagudi nests? If Gito and Drez used this site often, they could have left behind other...
I now spy.
Damn it, Volsi! I told you to be careful. I hate losing a good associate. Damn it, Volsi. I told you to be careful. hate losing a good associate. I smell like a Kagudi. This Master Foves' egg. Not so fast. Ugh, what's that on the letter? Are you sure that's just mud? Why don't you just read it to me from over there? Ah, probably that secret project the servant mentioned. Foves is part of the project, so as his trusted aide, Guiteau gains access to the details, may have even taken the notes himself. What else? Bristleback, Sparrow, that letter, and the dress camp explained these code names. This means Master Foves worked with Guiteau this whole time. They even tried to frame Master Sulis as the spy. Can't say... My next step is quite clear. I kill Guiteau. The writ covers Tridecim and just Tridecim. Anything you want to do beyond that is up to you, hero. Let's return to Tel Hulan.
Tell me, assassin, have you dealt with our spy?
Not yet, but I'm about to.
Naryu says she's ready to complete her writ of execution. I take great comfort that she revealed this to me before she finished her business.
Looks like we got to that letter before Guiteau. He never received his orders to slip away and make a break for the dress camp. Makes my life easy. Now I complete my writ. I figured you'd want to witness the professional at work. After all your help, you've earned that right. The rules are quite explicit. Only the name of the writ is my target, and that's just Tridecim. Guiteau is the spy, and he's my target. Anything more is up to you. Do you want to tell Master Sulis about Master Foves? Show Master Sulis the evidence, if you like. Guiteau won't go anywhere without my notice.
Was there something else, outsider? Nice try, Foves, but not good enough. I appreciate the effort, but he loses again, just as he always does. Thank you. You know what all good Telvanni masters do. Carefully consider my options, and then take the course that gets me more of influence, prestige, and power.
Now that Sulis knows what Foves was up to, the backstabbing and plotting will intensify. I suppose that's life in House Telvanni, though. Anyway, I'm glad Fosi decided to involve you in all this. An excellent point. Never let it be said that Naryu Virian reneges on a promise. After this, I need a long, hot bath. That's not an invitation, hero. Maybe next time.
Foves, I understand you have a spy in your employ.
So, now you know Sulis. Well, good for you. That and a few coins will get you a ride on the Silt Strider.
No use denying it. Assassin, complete your writ.
Then this is over. Tridecim.
No! Master Foves made me! I didn't have a choice.
Well, looks like you certainly dug deeper than I expected. If you think this changes anything, you're sadly mistaken. I'm still a Telvanni master. This is a bump.